Oh my god, are we live? I need to double check. Where is my camera? I need to see it. I need to see it. What is happening? What is happening? Whatever. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Gab with Sab. This is episode 3 of Gab with Sab, yes. And I have some major updates. First of all, Leopard is back. Maybe you knew that. I don't know. I don't know what corners of the internet you're seeing or what kind of people you're seeing out and about, but I'm just here to let you know that Leopard is, in fact, back. I don't think it's distinguished from cheetah or is there anything else besides leopard and cheetah that look identical? Snow leopard? I haven't been seeing the black and white leopard print, so that is not in. But traditional brown leopard, super in. My mom used to raise me, some have said many moms do that, raised me to believe that leopard is a neutral. And so that's kind of what I've always felt. And so that being said, I have not integrated leopard into my wardrobe until recently. I got a long sleeve leopard top from the Walmart. Sorry that I supported probably child slave labor. One of my friends mentioned that again when they were talking about buying clothes, and I was like, oh my god, that's right. That's what's on the table here. When we buy cheap clothes in fast fashion, that is what we're supporting. And so anyway, I supported child slave labor by buying a leopard long sleeve top from the Walmart, and it kind of eats down. It's a really fun little thing to throw under a t-shirt. And I also just got leopard swimsuit bottoms, and I haven't worn them yet. They just got washed, and I'm excited to take on the summer with it. So that's my 2 cents about leopard. I know you are all wondering. Other updates. I got a new microphone. Maybe you noticed. Hopefully the audio quality is better. Yeah. Big shout out to my friend Nick for providing me providing me a blue snowball. Okay. Yeah, we're out here with a professional microphone. So this better be good, is what I'm saying. If it's not good, and I don't know, hopefully I'm not way too close to the mic. I did do some tests in advance, and I think that this is the best way. But hey, we're all only human, and technology's crazy. So that is the update. New microphone. I also have a new nose ring. It's not actually new to me. It's just new to y'all. New to the podcast. It is a barbell one, and it's iodized. There's a patina on the metal is what I'm trying to say. And so it's kind of blue colored, which is perfect because I'm wearing a blue themed outfit. Colin pointed out to me that I did wear this sweatshirt last episode. That's okay because I had things to say about it. Basically, I bought this in London at a quote-unquote vintage market, and little did I know, I was being swindled because I was hey, when I was buying it, I was this is so sick. Do you slay these yourself? Do you sew these yourself? Because it's got, so for the audio listeners, because this will be coming to Spotify, okay? That's another big update. The podcast will be coming to Spotify as soon as I do it. I don't know how long it's going to take to upload it or whatever, but it's on my to-do list. And today I'm actually in a little bit of a rush because there is a rugby game at 1. It's currently 11:52. I need to leave at 12:30, so that is less than 40 minutes away. And so we're going to hustle, and hopefully this will be a shorter episode because I know I got some feedback that the episodes are very long, and I'm okay, if this episode is long, yes. If you don't want a long episode, I fear this is not for you, but this one might be quicker. So anyways, the sweatshirt for the audio listeners is 2 sweatshirts sewn together in kind of a wavy pattern where they have taken chunks of each a navy and a gray Nike sweatshirt and left the blue Nike logo from the gray sweatshirt. And anyways, it's very cool. And I've seen this shit on the internet. And so when I saw it in person in London, I was that's so cool. I found a vendor who does this. And I asked them, where do you get these? Do you sew them yourself? And they were no, at night magic little fairies bring them in. And I was so I felt okay, sure, someone's doing this. Hopefully it's not child slave labor. Jesus fucking Christ. I've been doing enough of that already on my own. And so anyways, I'm wearing this again because The rugby game later today is Colin's rugby game, and he plays for the Milwaukee Barbarians, and their team colors are navy blue and light blue. And so and I'm wearing overalls today. Get into that. Hopefully I don't need to use the porta potty, but this is what we're working with, twerking with. Another thing before we get into the meat and potatoes, as Miss Boski calls it, the pork and beans of it all. What the fuck am I saying? A new update as well is that we're in a different layout of my office. And so right now we're getting a lot of light from this side. Okay, the lighting is not really awesome, but that's okay. That's okay. We persevere. I'm going to try to figure out something for the next episode, but until then, this is kind of what we're rocking with. I also now have like my whiteboard behind me, so that's fun. You can see you probably can't see at all, and audio listeners definitely can't, right? But I put my plate and like all the stuff that I'm doing. But you guys know what I'm up to because I never shut up about it. So with that all said, we're going to move forward. First thing I just need to get off my chest, like something that is weighing heavy on my heart, is the idea of like a lip bite. I don't have a lot to say about this except for fuck out of here with all that. Like, that is so whack. I feel that this is a tactic. This is not something that I see people do in real life. So like, if I had a real life friend who lip bit, I maybe have one friend that lip bites now, but when they do it, like, I believe in their earnesty. However, when I see it done in like a movie, I'm like, this is such weak acting bullshit. Like, can we do another tactic for you to like communicate to me that you're feeling like aroused, or that you're feeling like stressed, or that you're feeling like whatever it is. It just feels like a very like lame crutch to try to communicate what you're trying to communicate. And so like, I have forgiveness for some lip bites, but not many. And I can't think of any that I do. So anyway, if I ever become an actor and you see me lip biting, go ahead and call me out, okay? Because I think it's some bullshit. I think it's like, it just like makes me furious when I watch it in movies and stuff. I'm like, come on. Like, are we serious? Like, you couldn't have done anything else to like make your face more expressive. Like, maybe I'm being the asshole, and I'm okay with that. Moving on. I recently did trivia, not for the first time, because I'm a trivia expert. Yes, it's true. I'm an expert at many things. Trivia is one of them. And you know what my best skill is? Knowing when I don't know. That's right. I played trivia with a group of friends because I have lots of friends. I'm really popular. And the only answer that I contributed was, maybe not the only, it was pretty much the only answer I contributed, was knowing which of the founding fathers, was it founding fathers? It was which of the founding fathers made the case for like daylight savings time. And I was like, I know this shit is Benjamin Franklin. I know it right now. And I know it because I looked it up and I was like, fuck this guy. I was on my anti-daylight savings bullshit and I was like, fuck Benjamin Franklin, bro. Like, this man really thought he was popping off. He really thought he snapped. And it's time for us to abandon that. And so that was my trivia knowledge. I'm also anti-Benjamin Franklin, anti-daylight savings time, and I won't be elaborating further on that. One thing that was really funny is we had a question that was, what is the name of the main character in The Matrix? And it's like Neo something. Our whole group was like, no fucking clue, girl. Like, we have no idea. And so we put Keanu Reeves, obviously, because we were like, well, this is at least funny. I mean, we'll give him a good chuckle, a little laugh. And we ended up getting points for it because I don't know if it just the host like thought it was funny. Because, well, like I said, I thought it was funny. But it was just like a little cheeky. It wasn't like belly laugh funny. It was just like hee hee ha ha. But I think he may have thought that we interpreted the question differently too, that it was like, because it was like, what's the main character's real name? And we were like, Keanu Reeves. Like, you mean the actor? But that's not, we knew that wasn't the right answer. And so anyway, that was really fun. It was affirmative to put a wrong answer and get it right. Something else I was considering that we didn't do that I will be doing next time is putting yo mama for an answer, because that is funny. Like, I love a yo mama joke. Just like, I mean, I have a fucking tattoo that says your mom. And so this feels like in line with that kind of humor. Okay, one other story that I want to highlight from trivia is because I was with a group of women, all women, and we went ahead and slayed that last question. There was like 30 teams, and the last question was a geographical question, and so it identified 4 different like landmarks in generally like northern central Earth, and then we had to arrange them by like longitude. Basically, we had to say which one was the furthest north and which was the furthest south, and then the 2 in between, and we had to get all 4 correct in order to earn points. And we were one of the 4 teams out of 30 that fucking got it right. And I was like, oh my god, bitches in geography. Yes! Yes! That was not something I contributed to. I was like, I don't know, I feel in my gut that this one is further south. And everyone's like, girl, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I just was like, speaking to feel like I was contributing, but I wasn't actually. So, actually I have a couple more comments about trivia. One is that my good friend Rachel was like, at the end of all of it, she turned to me and she was like, I feel you'd be good at this. And she meant hosting trivia. And I was like, now I was thinking the same thing. I also feel that I would be good at hosting trivia, and I think it would be really fun, because I think I would be, as you all know, I love to talk on the mic, and I would be like joking and hee hee ha ha, and I'd get to curate the music, and it would be so fun, and I'd be like, come on guys, get your little papers in, and so that was just really affirming. That getting the Keanu Reeves and being told that I could do this and be good at this was really affirming, because then the rest of the group like echoed that, and I was like, yes, guys, I just like live to host. Like, I live to be put on the mic. And so, yeah, that just felt really good. Last thing, I have an idea that I want to put forward that, consider this as you will. Trivia, I feel, and this is what I would do if I was hosting, maybe, if I was trying to make a full-time career out of being a trivia host. So I was thinking that I could make trivia study with me TikToks, because a lot of trivia will release like hints or categories on their social media like the day of or like the week in advance or something. And so I was thinking I gotta put study with me stuff so that if people not only went to our social media to find what those hints were, they could also watch a like study with me TikTok where I talk about a bunch of general information pertaining to that, like maybe just straight up reading Wikipedia pages or something. But then I would get engagement on that content, and then suddenly I feel like that just like feels like viral fodder. Like, I don't know, I've never had any kind of viral moment whatsoever, but like that feels like that could be a moment. That just feels like that could be a moment. So I'm having that idea, and I might move forward with that. Probably not. Anyway, Viva Las Vegas! Ha ha ha! So I recently went to Vegas, and that's going to be because we were like offered a free stay from the MGM. They're the big dogs out there owning like a bunch of hotels and stuff. And so, I don't know, they liked us so much. They said, thanks for spending your money here. Why don't you come back? And so we were like, don't mind if we do. A free hotel stay. So this is where I was like feeling extremely solid that Leopard was back. I was like, Leopard is happening. Leopard is here. Leopard is here to stay. And it's just crazy out there. Like, so when we went to Vegas the first time, it was like the week before the Formula One race was happening there. And so all the shit was boarded up. Like, you could not see the strip because they didn't want, because they were going to be racing down the strip. And so they had put up barriers so that like your average Joe could not just sit and like watch the Formula One race. Fucking gate kept. And so it made being on the strip like a little bit less fun. So this time we actually got to like walk down the strip, like, and it wasn't a whole bunch of avoiding different like blockades and walking down like literally boarded up passageways. Annoying. So anyways, Vegas was so fun. You know what else was fun? We got, and I'm saying this is fun, it's not fun. We got a vape to share because I went with Colin, his sister, and her boyfriend, and we got a vape to share. And it was the reminder I needed that, like, a vape is not actually that fun. And nicotine is, like, not really... It's, like, not really that girl. Like, I had been kind of craving it. And this just was, like... This was the staunch reminder that I needed that, like, the first hit is good. And then everything else is just, like, whatever. It's kind of like, la, la, la. Or you have to, like, really rip it to, like, get a buzz. And when you're, like, sharing it with 3 other people, too, like, I don't know. It wasn't bad that we were sharing it. Like, I'm glad that we didn't have our own because that would have been way too much. But, like, there was a lot of passing happening. And so, like, I'd have to try to really, like, rip it to kind of, like, get my fix of it. And before I handed it off. And it was just, like, it was whatever. It was... I bring this up only to point out that, like, this was just my good reminder that nicotine is not that girl. And that's good. So hopefully for the next, I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know how long it'll last that I think that nicotine is not that fun. But that being said, like, if somebody around me had a vape, like, I would hit it. I would hit the vape. Because as I was saying, the first hit is really good. But then the subsequent hits suck. And so, yes, it's bad for me. Yes, I know that it's not even that good, but, like, I would still hit it. I would. So that's where I'm at with that. I was gambling with my life in Vegas, you could say. Next, speaking of problems, I have been all up on the Bagoo Facebook page. I don't know if I talked about this in the earlier episodes of the podcast. I don't think I did, because basically Bagoo is this brand of primarily bags, and they do, like, limited drops, and they try to, like, and they make stuff out of, like, recycled materials, and their shit is just cute, like, and their shit is really functional. It's meant to be stuff that, like, you buy that lasts for a long time, and it's a lot of stuff made out of nylon, which is a very, like, resistant material, or what is it? Resilient material. There we go. And so because of that, there are a number of different places where you can, like, buy and sell and trade the Bagoos. And so I'm on one particular Facebook page, and so I downloaded Facebook however many months ago because I was listing items on Facebook Marketplace, whatever. And then I kept it, and I kept, like, browsing Facebook Marketplace for myself. And, like, I think I talked about this last episode that, like, that has been an issue for me. I've been, like, scrolling at, like, social media, and it basically doubled down and got worse when it came to this, like, Bagoo Facebook page, because basically when people put up posts with items that they were selling or trading, I would want to be, like, it was in my best interest, some would say, to, like, be there early before things got, like, snatched up. And so that is a dangerous game, because then I was, like, checking it several times throughout the day. I would, like, check it every time I went to the bathroom and, like, sat on my phone. And then I was sitting on my phone for extended periods of time. And because, like, once you get in, then you're sucked in. Because then I would go to Facebook Marketplace when I was done seeing all the new posts. And basically the Bagoo Facebook page brought me to the brink and brought me over the edge. And so I deleted Facebook finally. Because I was like, dude, I can't keep doing this. Like, for one, it's not like I haven't bought stuff. Like, I have been doing a lot of window shopping, don't get me wrong. But I finally started to identify some of, like, the items that I wanted. And so then when I saw them and finally had the opportunity, I was like, well, yes. And some of it was buying stuff for other people, and that let me, like, feel okay about it. But then I did get some stuff for myself, and now I'm gonna say this out loud on the pod to hold everybody accountable here. I have bought my last Bagoo thing, I think, for the year, at least. I mean, it'll depend what they release in, like, subsequent collections, because they just released their summer collections, and none of them are, like, super doing it for me. Like, the blue gingham medium crescent is, like, I'm thinking about it. Because I'm thinking about a medium crescent just, like, in general. Right now I have a small crescent, and without getting too far into this, I don't know if I have a need for a medium crescent, because I think if I have a bag that's that big, I'm just going to use like a backpack, which I already have. And so I think I'm good. I think I'm good with where I'm at. I did just spend, they have a bunch of little pouches. And so, oh my God, I spent like $24 plus shipping on this fucking pouch on Poshmark, bro. Because I put out an in search of on the Bagoo Facebook page twice looking for this damn pouch that has cats on it. And it's really cute. It's the Still Life Cats one. And I put out a second in search of because lo and behold, after I deleted Facebook, I went to do my like end of day scroll on like the little Chrome mobile browser, and just to like keep up, because I was like, I don't know, bad habits die hard, whatever, you get it. So, and I saw that somebody was selling one and I missed it, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, like, come on, I was trying to do the good thing. And like it really truly felt like as soon as I got off the Facebook page, all of a sudden there she was. And so anyway, I put out in a second in search of, zero love. And so I was like, fine, I'm gonna fucking eat it and I'm gonna buy it off Poshmark. And then this is gonna be it, bro. I'm not buying any more fucking pouches. I have plenty of pouches. I have plenty of reusable bags because I got a 3-pack. I got the orange tree ones. And I have a glasses sleeve now. And that's really cute. And I'll do a little like Bagoo haul in my next episode because we got to get hustling, okay? We got 15 more minutes. So anyway, Bagoo Facebook page, I am taking a detox because I have a problem. And I'm trying to mitigate that. And I'm doing a good job, I would say. Maybe. Anyway, as promised, the personality test results, it did give me like Myers-Briggs kind of stuff. And I'm here to report, I'm going to pull up the app. I'm here to report that this identified me as an ENFP. I said last time that I was an ENFJ, but I'd like teeter between ENFP and ENFJ. And so this threw me in the ENFP category, which is fine. Like I said, it's nothing crazy, but it's giving, so this is called like dimensions, I think, right? So it gave me values. So it says that my top values are self-direction, benevolence, and universalism. Benevolence is, let me Google that quick. Benevolence, well-meaning and kindly. So benevolent is like to be well-intentioned and like generally kind. Self-direction, I think, is like very autonomy-driven. And then universalism, I think, is like universalism. This is saying loyalty to and concern for others without regard to national or other allegiances. So basically, like, I am allegiant to humanity as a whole, not just like to Americans or something like that. This is saying that like the belief that things like principles or ideas apply to everyone regardless of cultural or individual differences. So those are my top 3 values. Power was at the bottom for me. You could say I'm a power bottom in that way. Okay, so on the introversion-extroversion scale, I was right in the middle. On sensing intuition, I was much further on intuition than I have been in the past. This calls intuition like theoretical and abstract, patterns and possibility, versus sensing being realistic and practical, and focusing on the detail, living in the present realities. That does feel right, though like my gut feel, my intuition about my intuition is that my intuition is not very good or not very like reliable, but I think that's because of the like myriad of different mental health things that I have just like bumbling around in my head. It like makes it really hard to trust myself when I'm having things like intrusive thoughts or like social anxiety or general anxiety or feeling fucking depressed, right? Like it starts to be like, I think my mind is trying to convince me of something that's not true. And so what do I do with that? How do I trust myself moving forward? Like, I don't know. In the thinking feeling, I was also very close to the middle, but like a little bit more on feeling, which makes sense. I feel that I am way more of a like subjective person in general than I am a person that like really hangs on to like facts and logic and rationality. But I think it makes sense that I'm close to the middle. And then lastly, I'm very close to the middle between judging and perceiving. And so perceiving, this describes as like keeping options open, being adaptable, comfortable with uncertainty, which is pretty true. I'm a pretty go with the flow type of gal. That being said, love structure. This judging says likes to control outcomes, structured plans ahead. So I've never heard judging and perceiving described this way, but this makes me feel like, yeah, I am in perceiving if that is how we're saying it. Okay, this put a couple of my primary traits as like extroversion, where it identified the highest facet as positive emotions, which feels very true. It also put agreeableness very high, with the highest facet being trust, and then openness to experience, with the highest facet being aesthetics. So that's interesting. Do with that what you will. I ranked average for emotional stability, which feels right because I feel that my emotional stability like wavers. And so like on average, I'm probably like stable, but that is like taking the median or the mean and not the like the range, not like the absolute high and the absolute low. So anyway, my conscientious was ranked the lowest. Do with that what you will. I'm kind of done looking at this. I don't feel like this app like told me necessarily anything new or interesting or novel. I think it's interesting to see it like categorized differently, and it's always affirming to like be like, this is you, and you're like, that's true. So I feel the same way about this that I do about astrology, is that like when it fits, you kind of like know, and that's where it's useful, is like hearing like, hey, this could be you, and then like you kind of intrinsically know if that's true or not. And like it might open your eyes to be like, maybe that's true, like let me sit with that, maybe that's true about myself. And so I feel that personality tests are very fun in that way. And so my friend sent me this, and so I sent my results to them, and so I'm waiting on his results. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Get to it. Moving on. Okay, what I'm reading now. I thought you guys might be interested because I'm a big reader, big intellectual. You might have seen pictures of me. I'll throw a picture in here of me in Paris. Are you happy to be in Paris? Oui. There's a picture of me in Paris walking around with my books because I was like, I'm an intellectual. Ha 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 ha. But so basically what I'm reading, I am reading The Artist's Way still. I have not moved past week 4 because, ooh girl, I've not moved past week 4 because week 4 prescribed to do no reading. And I was like, I think I might have talked about this already. I was like, that is crazy. And maybe something better would be like detoxing social media or something like that. But not that I've done that either. But I think I'm just going to move on to week 5 soon. But I have had other stuff. I've had other priorities. Because I finally have work again. I'm like not jobless. Maybe that should have been in the life updates at the beginning. I have work to do again that is going to pay me. And so that is really nice. That brings me a lot of peace of mind. And so anyways, what I'm doing with that peace of mind is reading. And so one of the books I'm reading is the Red Rising series. I'm on book 4, like Iron Golds or something like that. And I don't know. I like don't know what they're all called because I just get the next one in the series on my Kindle, and so I don't like look at the cover much. So I'm reading that. That's really fun. That's something that, oh my god, like third Brittany Broski mention of the episode, I didn't start reading it because she was reading it. By the time I got to the episodes where she was talking about it in her podcast, I had already started. And I started because back when I started reading Brandon Sanderson in like 2020, my friend also recommended, the friend who recommended Brandon Sanderson also recommended Red Rising. But he was like, it's, you know, not that good. Like, it's not as well written as Sanderson, but it is like plot-wise extraordinarily interesting. And I was like, okay, whatever. And it wasn't until a couple friends who have read Sanderson and then also read Red Rising were like, yo, no, Sabrina, like you need to get into this. It's actually really very good. And I learned that there was like some controversy. Like I started talking more about this with others and learned that there is some controversy within whether or not you read like all 7 or 9 books in the series, or if you just read the first 3. Like there's some people who treat the first 3 as though they are like the complete saga, the complete series. And because it like wraps up well enough, there is like stuff to be explored further, and I'm exploring it further in book 4. But it's like a big difference reading. It's a big difference reading book 4 versus reading the first 3. In part because the plot just like goes so crazy, and we start, at risk of spoiling, like we read things from other perspectives, whereas like the first 3 books were almost entirely from the one main character's perspective. And it's interesting. It's like hard to follow. And on top of that, I think the writing throughout the books has certainly got better. Like the first one definitely was not as good as the subsequent ones, and it was like noticeably like lacking, not in a way that like made me feel like I couldn't read the book by any means, but like I noticed that the writing was like not awesome. And so these subsequent books have had better writing, but they also use like such obscurely big words, and sometimes like several in one sentence, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Why are we using these like mad specific, like I look them up on my damn Kindle and it pulls up Wikipedia, bro. I'm like, what are we, this isn't even in the damn dictionary. Like it'll be really specific, like either like Greek or historical, or like it'll be just really niche language that like nobody fucking uses. And so I'm like, how did you expect me to read this with my eyes and like know what you're talking about? Like what was the point in using this specific of a word if it's not easily interpretable? So I've gathered that what the author is going for is not to be easily interpretable. I don't know. And I want to say like, oh, I'm learning new words, like that's really cool. And to an extent, like I am, there are some words that I am learning that are like relevant, but like there is a lot of words I'm learning that I'm just like straight up purging from my brain, because like I've heard enough. Like it's they're just not worth keeping around. So I'm reading that. I'm also reading, what are the books I've got here? I haven't started, but I have a book from my psychiatrist actually called The Ethical Slut, because I am interested in like thinking about what it looks like to explore polyamory or non-monogamy. And so I'm intending to read this book and like try to get a better sense of like what non-monogamy can look like and what I'm looking for, and I will be reporting back to my partner and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm just looking into that. And so that book I think will help me like better understand. I also have several friends who are non-monogamous, and so at the very least I seek to understand them better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not quite reading that, but I like will hopefully be reading that soon. And then what else am I reading? I think that's it. Let me check my notes. That is it for what I'm reading. Next, we're going to just do a quick recap of some outfits that I've had lately. Audio listeners, I will be describing them. And visual listeners and listeners across the board, it'll be pretty quick. So here we go. I've got some photos. One of these on the far left is from a wedding. And so this is an outfit that I got from Zara, not including the shoes. And I have been trying to find like formal wear that is not dresses, because like just dresses don't always do it for me. Like they don't make me feel super comfortable. And that being said, I'm wearing heels in this picture. So what this outfit is a short sleeve black button-up blouse, and then flowy wide-legged like amber burnt orange almost brown pants that are flowy and like a little textured. And then I have like cheetah print shoes, cheetah print heels. And I feel that I kind of ate down with this. I also, you can barely see, I put some black like winged eyeliner on, which was also new for me. I am not a big like winged eyeliner gal, mostly because it's hard. It's like very difficult to paint a good winged eyeliner. And I think that I did a decent job here, but I made it a little bit thick. Like when I would come into the bathroom and look in the mirror, I'd be like, oh my God, holy shit. Like I got fucking crayon on my damn eyes. And I would look at it and try to like clean it up, but then I was like, it's cleaned up. Like it is looking the way I feel it should. And it just was like so jarring to see such like a thick line of black on my eyes. And so if I go back for a winged eyeliner, know that I'm going to be toning it down a little bit. Next, we have a bathroom selfie from Vegas. I've been really into this like cropped baggy sweater that I got at Target, also child slave labor. Maybe this is my like moment of reckoning with fast fashion, that I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I really cannot be supporting this shit like firsthand. I did get this in clearance, which is like not secondhand. It is still very much firsthand, but hey, what are you gonna do? I love this sweatshirt, and I have been wearing it with like a little off the shoulder and wearing like a tank top underneath it, so my like little shoulder peeks out. The sweatshirt itself is blue, and then this black tank top I also got from Zara at the same trip, and it just like fits me really nice, and I like the color. It's like a soft black. It's like a little bit faded, a little bit washed. And then I've got my bagoo. I've got my small crescent bagoo with my little red mushroom that I crocheted myself. My small crescent bagoo is in the color lemongrass, which is like a chartreusey yellow-green color. Slay. In this third picture, this is also from Vegas. I wore this to the club, and again, trying to find like formal wear or like club attire that is not like a tight dress or a dress at all. So I wore these like black trousers, and I wore these white boots, and then I wore this red like wrap top. In the picture, you can't see it. It's like a maroon red. And you can't see the front of it, but it is like a v-neck with the wrap, so it wraps like around, and I tie it, and so it's like pulling either edge of the top around me so that it actually covers my abdomen. So this was pretty cute, and these pants make my butt look great, if we're being honest. And you also kind of can't see that in the picture because the pants are black and it's kind of dark out, but it's a cute picture nonetheless. Lastly, I have a photo of me wearing some camo pants and some Birks, and I've been on my like neutrals shit where like if anything is even remotely close to neutrals, I just kind of start slamming it together. And so I've been treating navy blue as a neutral, I've been treating camo as a neutral, and then of course tan and like white are neutrals. And so yeah, you can also see pictured here that these camo pants are like slightly unbuttoned because they are too small for me, but they're good as standing pants. And so when I sit in the car or something, I just pop a button down, and that's how I rock. That's how I roll. Okay. That's it. That is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you've made it this far, I beg and I implore you to leave a comment and leave a like, because I want this podcast to take off. I want to get sponsors. I want to be able to like dedicate more time to this, and because I really enjoy it, and I'm gonna keep doing it, but like it would be so outrageously slay if I could get this sponsored. Like, that would be so cool. Or if I could like get into the YouTube partner program and at least like earn money from the ad rolls that are happening on this. I don't know if they do ad rolls unless you're in the partner program, but like whatever. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're on Spotify, shout out to you. I'm coming to you soon. And if you're hearing me on Spotify, I came to you recently. So with that, signing off, Sab out.